Good morning from the Big Island. Today I want to talk about, again, some things that we're going to be doing and why. As I go further into my education and I realize the many things that make up the whole, I'm just amazed that there's more learning to be done. So here I am, I'm back in school, and I will be for a while now. So I'm really focused. So in some ways I won't be podcasting as much unless I really have something I want to say that's important. So what I want to say today, and I feel it's important, is that if you're a tarot card reader and you're wanting to know the astrological associations to the cards and how to take that in, it's called the 36 Faces, and we're going to call our lesson plan the 36 Faces of Astrology and Tarot, or Tarot and Astrology, the 36 Faces. We're not totally settled on how we want to put that title, but we are in fact going to be offering a six course process. So each course being $25. Each course is very, very packed, and I would recommend that when you purchase it that you watch it over and over again, because this is really literally how you learn. You sit there and you play with the cards until you really have a feel for how they're speaking to you. So why does that matter? Well, for myself, I'm keeping a journal, right? I keep an astrology journal for myself. This is a really nice one, by the way, and it's hardbound and I from Mecca Woods, and I just find it to be a lovely way to keep track of my day-to-day and the 36 faces, or the Decans. And right now, for myself, I have it going on, well, we all do. This is going to be just for everybody. We have in Capricorn, we're now in Mars. So many of us, like myself, are starting to think, okay, yes, I want to kind of get my business items in a row. And I've been working on that. And I bought some new software for the medical part of my astrology that I'm really diving into right now. And so there's a lot that I'm working on, and it would be the three bears, as my beautiful, lovely co-reader Farnoosh pointed out to me the other day, and I documented it in my book. The three bears would be the Three of Pentacles. So this would be an example of how this would be done. And so both Farnoosh and I are also going to be providing examples of how to read tarot and how we read tarot. Myself, although I could say that I could read it via numerology, I can read it via tarot and the traditional meanings to some degree, I do. But where I sort of go off the bend and into my own way is that I really look at the cards with some depth. I want to know what color it is. Does it have a checkerboard on it anywhere? What are the symbologies? What is the astrological association? You know, there's several things, and I'm learning about the astrological association now from Farnoosh. So this is going to be in addition to what I'm already doing. So I don't want to take credit for her work, because I don't want to. It's really important that when you do this kind of work, this intellectual work, that we operate in some integrity. And that's, we're both, Farnoosh and I, are really big on integrity. We both feel very strongly that how we come out and present ourselves and behave as humans is very important. And so we just haven't really been in a big rush to come out. And I love TikTok because it gives us a little place to go. And in this case, she and I will be doing this together, but we have to just kind of take our time and do this as we are able, because we both have disabilities. Myself, I'm homebound a lot because of the cancer. So I just have to take my time. I did go yesterday, took care of all my errands, and like everybody's saying to me, this is a little much for you these days. Why don't you just think about finding another way to get that done? And so, my lady friends will often, we all kind of share the responsibilities of going to Costco, but more importantly, we're starting to say, okay, maybe we could do this even differently still. So myself and two other ladies, we're going to have my grandson do Costco runs for us, which, thank God, that'll help us all a lot, because we're really overwhelmed in some ways with just body, health, mind, spirit, doing the work we need to do. and getting from here to there. And each one of us have some at our age, in our age groups, and they're all my age. I'm the youngest, and with the exception of Farnoosh, she's a little younger than me, but we are starting to see our struggles in that sense. So I want to say that it's really important when you consider the 36 faces or this work that you document. So each section is going to be 10 days. So for example, January 10th, 2023 is the date I began this, okay? And this will end on the 19th, and then I will go into the next decan, for which I will talk about at that time, or the next face. So the 36 faces, and if you're thinking about Capricorn, this is another one she gave me yesterday. That's going to be a Four of Pentacles. So just some things to consider with tarot. And as I'm really very much into tarot and have been for a long time, I want to kind of provide you with my tips and tricks and Farnoosh's tips and tricks and how we do it, because together she and I are more or less the complete, in some ways, the readers, because the way she goes at it, the way I go at it, we find that together it's a really rich experience between the two of us. And we use tarot cards all the time, or oracle cards, when we are working on our studies, which is in Horary Astrology, which is going to be quite intense for the next, we've got 16 weeks of lessons, slight break, 16 weeks of lessons, slight break, 6 months of lessons, slight break. And then if we decide that we want to go on and do the final thesis in it, that's a whole nother matter. So, and I'm not sure, if I'm going to go that far, but I might. I never know, because I have 10th house, or not 10th house, I have 9th house sun. So kind of, I'm an intense individual that likes to learn, and I'm always looking for ways to learn. So at any rate, we will be available in this sense now. I want to kind of move into the next part of my conversation, doing past life readings, which we will basically read your past life issues. This is not going to be, an hour long. It's going to be about 15 minutes of a past life reading, which is usually quite appropriate. You don't really need to know too much more, because it's going to be your patterning overall. We don't know if you were Cleopatra or King George X, and we don't really want to say that because it's not appropriate. So that's one thing, and I'm not going to tell you you were a mass murderer in a past life either. There's just some things that we are not going to be doing that are really troubling when they do happen in the astrology world, because quite frankly, we have no way of knowing that. But we do know is certain generalized patterns of your life over time and how they vibrate through your energy body as you have lifetimes, over the many lifetimes you've had. Okay, so then the next thing we're doing is the $25 dream interpretation. So you would want to provide us an interpretation of your dream, write down the time you asked the question, and then submit it to either Farnoosh or I, or both of us, it doesn't matter. And for $25, we will do a proper dream interpretation using our astrological and horary methods to provide you an answer to what maybe is troubling you at night, or maybe good news. We don't know. But, there's different things. And then our 36 faces, astrology and tarot, will be $25 per lesson, and we are going to get those uploaded on our website. So expect those in February, and those will be, there will be 6 of them, and each lesson is approximately an hour and a half. So very, very worthwhile. And they've been out there for a while, and people go to them and have been doing this for free. And what Farnoosh and I realize is that we need to not be giving away all of our talents, and we kind of have been. We've been kind of really generous this way, and that's okay, but we want to pay for school now. So if you want to support us, one of the ways you can support us is through booking readings. Booking readings that are, these audio readings are an excellent way, or getting yourself a health forecast for the month. And that is a $50 audio reading, which we will provide you information back on what is going on within your body. And I can tell you that these kind of readings are something that people that are highly educated and in the medical field actually use, and you just don't know it. The very good doctors are participating in what I do. So in that sense, it's a very important art. So with that, I do thank you very much for joining me here. Please do consider hitting like, share, and subscribe. As I said, please consider booking a reading with myself or Farnoosh. And we have a $300 reading right now that allows you access to both Farnoosh and I for 90 minutes, where we will provide you a reading based upon your story. And that is a $300 reading at this time. Is normally a $500 reading, so a very nice value to you, the person on the other end. And this is comprehensive. This will tell you things over the course of your life to be mindful of. Now, we're not going to tell you you're going to die at age, 25 or whatever. We're not going to do that. That's not how this works. So, don't have that expectation. It's going to be gentle. We're just going to give you an overview, and basically you're going to have tools in your toolbox from that point forward to manage yourself physically, because you really are the master and keeper of your body, the captain of your ship. And with that, thank you so much for joining me here today.